Taking this conversation of Sabka Saath forward, I have a few more interesting voices joining us. I have with me Major Muhammad Ali Shah. We also have Mr. Feroz Bakht Ahmed, and I have with me Rahul Ishwar as well. Let me begin this conversation with Major Muhammad Ali Shah. Major Shah, you've once again heard what Mr. Ansari's had to say. When we talk then about Sabka Saath and Sabka Vikas along with Sabka Vishwas, yes, there could be, of course, imperfections in what the government of the day does. And as they say, they've only had 10 years to do what they wanted to do. But if we were to look beyond the imperfections for just a moment, do you feel that the government of the day has somewhere managed to deliver on its key slogan of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas?
Oh yes, Devika. I think so far, yes, no doubt about the fact that they have been development. We are a growing economy. We are the fourth largest economy in the world, and we are soon to be a superpower. There's no doubt about that. And secondly, I commend Mr. Iqbal Ansari's spirit that he has shown, and most certainly, I mean, a family which has been in litigation for not years but decades together, and now he says, okay, we accept the Supreme Court ruling very graciously. And I think that is the sentiment and emotion of every Muslim in the country. In fact, we've all accepted it most certainly. And let me tell you, I joined in the celebration with my neighbors when on the day of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir inauguration, I was celebrating with my neighbors. Many of us did that. So now, regarding development, the question that you asked, yes, most certainly the kind of rise we have seen, be it in the military way, be it in the diplomatic way, be it in the politics, be it in the industry, be it in any way, we have seen growth, we have seen development. There's no question about that, and that's something which no one can actually challenge. Yes, people who want to challenge for the sake of it, they are welcome to do so, but they will do that. But the very fact is, yes, India has seen a way forward, and just today, in fact, Shahbaz Sharif from Pakistan, their prime minister, who I would rate nothing less than a court gesture. In fact, he mentioned, he said the obvious that no doubt that India's GDP, he was little worried about India's GDP has gone so far, and he accepted the fact that we are miles and miles ahead of Pakistan. There's no comparison. Firstly, when I read the news, when I heard that, I was speaking on that on a different channel. I said, firstly, there's no comparison. He shouldn't be even thinking of being worth being compared with. But the very fact is, when our adversaries also admit and accept and appreciate what we are doing, it really means that we are actually doing well living.
Right, absolutely.
We have spaces of harmony, we have spaces of negativity. So in order to defeat negativity, we need more lawyers like Muhammad Ali Shah sir or Feroz Bakht sir of unity from our side too.
Muhammad Ali Shah, I'll bring you back into the conversation. I just want to understand from you, when we talk about then specifically Muslim Vishwas, what do you think then needs to be done, or what gesture would you expect needs to be made for this Muslim Vishwas to be really consolidated, to really have all the strength possible behind, or rather just taking it away from being a simple slogan of Muslim Vishwas? What is it, do you feel, that needs to be done today to make sure that all of these conversations, that the social fabric of India is completely destroyed? How do we move away from that, and how do we ensure that Muslim Vishwas is not just a slogan?
Right, Devika, that's a very good question. Firstly, I would like to commend and compliment my dear friend Rahul Ishwar over here. What a mature stand, what balanced and intelligent thinking. That's the way I wish everyone would think that way. And what you mentioned about how do we get Muslim Vishwas, by the way, we have been, Rahul Ishwar said, more people like Major Shah. I would say more people like Rahul Ishwar. We need voices, we need sane voices, we need reasonable voices like this. And it was very, very comforting to hear him speak this way. And I'm certain of the fact that many people who would be listening to him right now, irrespective of whichever community they belong to, whichever religion they belong to, they must be very, very proud of him, of having such mature thoughts. And it actually reflects on his upbringing. These thoughts, it hasn't come to him overnight, and he has learned something. He's speaking on television. He spoke straight from his heart, which means these qualities, these points, what he said, he meant them. They were imbibed into him right from his childhood. similarly, we need more voices like Rahul Ishwar. In fact, right from the very beginning, we feel it's very comforting. Actually, it's not just a Muslim Vishwas sounding good to the ear. It's a feeling which feels good to the mind and soul. In fact, so most certainly that is the way forward. And I think when we hear people like Rahul Ishwar and more voices like that, automatically tend to feel comforted. And secondly, Devika, I wrote an open letter in the year 2019 on 14th February 2019, which had gone actually viral like no one's business. It had 10 million shares on social media, which was an open letter to Jaish-e-Mohammed, the terrorist outfit, after the dastardly and cowardly Pulwama attacks.
Yes.
And I explained to them that what are you guys doing? Because I felt if Rahul Ishwar, for example, or if Devika Chopra would have written to them, it would have had an impact, yes. But when Major Mohammad Ali Shah writes to them, it has a different impact. So I gave them a nice danda, very hard-hitting letter. It's there on Google, it's there everywhere. It was shared, and it came to these kind of voices from all the sides, all the communities should come together. And when we hear sanity, because mazhab nahi sikhata aapas mein bair rakhna. And if I respect other religions will respect my religion. It's very simple. So we have to live together and we have to coexist together and like brother and help each other. I have never ever in my life in India being a Muslim, I've never faced any discrimination in any form. I've only heard on some TV channel that they yell and scream and it was very easy for you, Devika, to have got one person wearing a tilak, one person wearing a skull cap and both sitting and shouting and yelling. But you chose to get Rahul Ishwar, you chose to get Firoz Bakht Ahmed, you chose to get Major Mohammad Ali Shah. That shows again your thinking, and I commend you and your channel and your viewers as well for that.
Well, yes, absolutely.